Hey guys, and welcome back to the next video. Today we have another day of pushing. For you guys it's already after the season. For me not so far, because I have to pre-record all of my videos during the trip to Poland, because well, while I'm in Poland I cannot record any videos, because at least I don't want to have like the extra pressure, etc. So I pre-recorded everything, so for me it's still in the season. It's still actually like I think 5 to 6 days still. So I have no clue where I finished. I hope I finished somehow in the top 10. That would be like my goal, because yeah, let's see. It would be kind of nice in the first season finishing in the top 10 in the global leaderboards. But let's take a look at the attacks I want to show you guys today. The first one is going to be on this teaser base. Why this is it actually different version of it. So on this one, I was like going already into the attack. I was already really upset because there were like 4 ground expos, which is super annoying for Queen Charge Hawk Riders. It's pretty easy for Surilado, but well, 4 ground expos is super annoying. So that was already really bummer in my when I saw the base first. What I do right now is just to like attack this base with the mindset of just going for the 2 stars. What I do is trying to somehow queen charge the town hall, meanwhile trying to get rid of the enemy queen. And this is pretty much the goal of the entry. I have to use my queen ability because there's so much damage on my queen, in combination the warden, the ground expos, etc. And as soon as I know the town hall will fall with my queen, I'm starting off with the Hawk Riders on the other side, just to make sure that I can like take damage off my queen, pretty much freezing the ground expo and the multi-inferno tower to make sure that my healers are surviving. And that was pretty much the idea. And now I was just praying pretty much that it somehow works to get a really high percentage 2-star. But since nearly all of the traps are, I don't know where the traps actually are, but I feel like I hit no spring traps at all. So I have super many Hawk Riders still alive. I'm healing the Hawk Riders on the right side, just to make sure that all of the trash on the right side is pretty much free, because whenever you're not sure whether you're getting the 2nd star, you should try to make sure that the outside troops are actually surviving, even though if the group might be smaller than the core group, because even if there's a big group in the core, it doesn't mean that you're getting more percentage overall. Because if you can clear the outside buildings, like the outside defenses, like archer towers, cannons, etc., then you can get even more percentage with your wizards, which is always the better choice. On this one, I could just like heal the big group, which was anyway like towards the outside, and this in the end makes sure that I get the 3-star. Even though this was a tough base for Queen Charge Hawk Riders, I guess, like with the 4 ground expos, it was super annoying. The king is getting rid of my warden, but in the end the MVP minions clearing all of the builder huts in the core of the base, making sure that I will get this triple, which was really nice, because well, this day wasn't my best day, let's put it like this. It was really upsetting, like not that many triples at all. So this was a nice one, especially against the 4 ground expos. So let's take a look at the next one. This is going to be one of the top 10 guys, at least back then. I don't know where he finishes, but this was one of the top 10 guys as well. And I never tripled this base before. I normally always get around like 90% 2 stars. So I decided, okay, let's mix it up. Let's try something new. I tried to look for a different entry than I normally do. Normally I try to come in from around about 9 o'clock. But this time I tried, okay, let's try something new. We will come from the town hall and try to like wall wrecker in immediately, pretty much. So what I do is funnel with my P.E.K.K.A, start off with my queen, going in with a couple of coconut loons and then the healers behind. And as soon as that's happening, I'm just like starting with my healers. Queen is doing her thing, and then the CC should come out really soon. I can start with my wall wrecker to get inside of the base, to get next to the town hall. The king is making sure that my queen won't like walk anywhere else. And all of the CCs coming out is like one of those mass CCs, which is super annoying to deal with, especially if they are splitting like they're doing right now. But in the end, my poison was nicely placed, and the ram is making sure that everything is open, even though I think this wall in the end, like I think I should have left that closed. I think that would have been the better decision. But hey, in the end, the wall went open as well. So my queen is hammering away the town hall, and after that she was going for a couple of like pretty not that important buildings for me, like the CC. The sweepers are not that important for a queen charge hog rider attack. So I have to make sure that the arch tower on the outside is away, so my queen will actually stay inside. But sadly, I cannot get rid of the elixir storage, which means I pretty much had to pray that my queen is not going to the elixir storage, because that would suck. But obviously, my queen is likes to completely annoys me sometimes. So she's going for the elixir storage, but after that going through the correct wall. So I had to freeze just to make sure that I get the Inferno Tower faster, and at the same time my healers are staying alive. Then I used the Earthquake just to make sure that the Inferno Tower is going down faster to get like a little bit extra health on my healers. And yeah, then just immediately started with my Hawk Riders to make sure that I don't run into any time failure whatsoever. I'm always looking whether I can drop anywhere pretty much cleanup, which is always a really important thing if you're attacking with Queen Charge Hawk Riders. I have 6 wizards overall left, placing already 3, then the next one onto the elixir storage, and then just making sure that I can heal the rest of the base. And I was really scared of a triple giant bomb or anything sneaky like that in between this, so I pre-healed pretty much to make sure that, like, I just hope that my Hawk Riders won't die. In the end, there was only 1 giant bomb. I'm coming in with the 2 loons on the Tesla at the top, just to make sure that the Hawk Riders don't have to path over there as well. Time issues, etc. You guys know that. And it's 16 seconds left, 10 seconds, and this means this is going to be a 3-star because only the gold storage is alive, which was really nice because, like I said, he was in the top 10, and with getting him tripled, I knew that, well, since he got tripled, I should have higher trophies than him. The same with Thanos, he was really high as well, I think. So that was super important as well to like get as high percentage as possible on him. And yeah, let's take a look at how we are dealing with this base. What I tried to do is to get as deep as possible in the base with the ram, but I decided to not tank for the ram, which in the end was a huge mistake because there are 3 cannons firing at my ram. I was not dropping the queen immediately because I was like a little bit scared of my queen walking into a random direction. But well, apparently it's super common to have those mass CCs with all of the witches, like all of the archers and the 1 baby dragon or 1 witch inside. So I guess it's against the Suilalo attacks. I don't know, I'm not sure. But one thing what super, like a lot of people are asking me, why do you use your healers that late, especially on most of your queen charge attacks? And the reason behind that is that I just hate those healer switches. I have so many healer switches and it's super annoying to deal with that. So I decided, okay, let's use the healers super late so my queen has always low HP. There are no expos or anything, so I can make sure that my queen won't die or anything. And at the same time, I wanted to have my P.E.K.K.A. and the Ice Golems die, so my healers cannot switch. That was the basic reason for that. Now the queen is stepping forward, clearing out the eagle. After that, the Inferno Tower, and as soon as that's done, I'm closing in on the enemy queen. And when the queen is gone, we can start with the Hawk Riders because it's only 140 left, so not like too much time. Using the free spell, got really close with my queen over there, but I decided not to use the queen ability. Already starting with the cleanup at the right side with a minion because there are no defenses targeting air. And yeah, well, my spammy Hawk Rider drop. And I knew that if I start with my Hawk Riders early like this, then I can pretty much like gift over the damage and the defenses to my Hawk Riders because I had to use my queen ability anyways. So with using my queen ability, the defenses will switch from my queen to the Hawk Riders, which means my queen will can heal up again. And I had to decide that I'm using the rage spell on the queen because otherwise I will have time issues anyway. So I had to keep her pretty much alive to make sure that I can even have a chance at the triple at this point. And there are so many Hawk Riders left, even though there are so many ground skeletons, but well, too many Hawk Riders to to get rid of. So that was in the end the next triple. And yeah, that were all of the 3 attacks for today, but we will take a look at the standings, at least for me back then. Still, I don't know where I finished at this point, or what I will finish at this point. I hope, like I said, in the top 10, that would be the goal. But let's take a look where we are right now, at least for me. We are at number 11, but we have already all of our 8 defenses in, which means I guess we will jump a little bit higher. Again, we are number 1 in Germany as well. So let's see. I hope we will finish strong. See you guys in the next one.